Vuyani la ngitshele tindzaba. Phela, there's a new scam. This scam, I discovered the scam yesterday from Uber Eats. Yes, Uber Eats. Be careful. Yesterday, I ordered food through Uber Eats. There's a guy called, this was a driver who was coming to drop off my food. Patrick wakhona ngathi lihlo leli, one of the eyes is not working. One of the eyes is not working. Anyway, this is what these guys do. They pick up your food. Patrick picked up my food as tears in Grayston Drive yesterday, bringing it to the Catalyst in Sandton. What they do is they pick up your order, come to where you are, and then when they get there, they don't bother calling, they don't bother notifying you that they are there. You know why? Because they want to turn back, steal your food, and run away with it. When he gets there, he takes a picture of the food, and then he sends it to you. And then he writes a message saying, "I've been here for long, I could not see you." And then he leaves. The picture is for them to send the picture through the Uber Eats app. For the Uber Eats app to think that they left the food where you are. But they don't leave the food. They take the picture and then they send it to you, and then they get in their scooters and they take the food and they run away with it. I discovered.
Well, bafethu, it is your big homie Palo. Aribunga business ilespani bafethu. We throw the word scam around too much nowadays, and that's because it rings bells when we hear it. Because I mean, like, okay, Dingani says it's a scam, and I get where he's coming from. But really, if you come to think of it, a lot of this is negligence and not scams. If you get a notification that the driver is nearby, it is your responsibility to approach your place of meeting. And that way you won't get scammed. Now, yes, some drivers do take advantage. There's literally even a market where they resell this food, which I kind of find odd because people like to season their food differently. Imagine someone buying a muchacho's dynamite. Bruh, there's no ways. But anyway, it isn't a scam. It's just you not being ready, and the driver's taking advantage of that. Secondly is the 8-minute timer scam. This one is also kind of tied up to the picture trick. A driver hasn't arrived at your place, but they're already setting the 8-minute timer. It's a very old habit. I don't know if it's triggered by the driver or if it's done automatically. Either way, it's wrong, guys. But then again, here's where we as customers come in. Track, monitor, and communicate. If you see that tracker kicking off before the guy has arrived, then go into your chats. Ask the guy, "Hey, my bro, why did you set the timer as arrived yet you haven't arrived?" So this way there's a little bit of paper trail for Uber in case you need to get your refund. Don't let it slide. Thirdly, we have rented accounts. You'll be waiting for a love more or a give more, and then you open your door, boom, it's a lady from South Africa speaking Setswana, and you're like, huh? Now this is also not a scam, guys. I know it's wrong, it's illegal, but it's definitely not a scam. And the reason this happens is because the industry is so saturated and people are leaving accounts just hanging, and some are selling and renting their accounts out, right? So this is where people who need to jump these hoops avoid these hoops, because when you want to get a Uber account, you need to jump through a lot of hoops. So basically, let me check this list. There's like police clearance, there's MIE checks, you need to check if the car is or bike is roadworthy, etc. Some people just opt to rent an account or decide to rather buy an account from someone. I don't understand and know how that works, that whole thing, but it's wrong. However, it's not a scam. The fourth one is hidden costs. You order 6 makunyas, ne? Order a makunya 6 for like $35, right? Let me actually put the math up here so you see. You order a makunya for $35, right? And then you have to pay a a service fee. You have to pay a 12 Rand service fee. On top of the 12 Rand service fee, you then pay your 15 Rand delivery fee. So you're now paying 62 Rand for something that costs 25 Rand at the shop, because obviously they put a markup. Let's say the magunya is 35 on Uber Eats. There's a markup which they put on food. If you check Nando's, wherever, there's always a markup on the food, right? So now you're paying 62 Rand for something that costs 25 Rand at the shop. Yeah, it feels like a scam, but it's not. It's basically maths. And if the total feels too high, walk to the store or cancel the order. It's that simple, right? It's just not a scam. All right. So these aren't really scams. As I'm saying, guys, these aren't really scams. It's more of negligence mixed with a lot of other things. You know, negligence here, advantage grabbing there. But it's nothing major, guys. Just stay alert. Or if we're going to call everything a scam, then we won't be able to identify what really is a scam and what is not a scam. Thanks for watching.